Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is once again that time of the week. It is Tuesday, and that of course means it is update day here in Modern Warfare. And what an update day it is. We've got the 1.21 update now live for everyone. So PS4, PC, Xbox, you name it, everyone will need to download this update before you're able to jump online and play next. And this update is a pretty big one. On PS4, it is sitting right around 20 gigs. On Xbox, it's right around 31 gigs. If you are on PC and you are a free-to-play player, it'll be around 26 gigs. And if you own the full game on PC, it'll be about 30 gigs. So you'll definitely need some extra hard drive space for this one, but with good reason. It actually has quite a bit of new content and other features included in it. So today we're breaking down all the major changes that just came to the game via the 1.21 patch. So if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, or if you happen to be a part of the 77% of viewers who are not subscribed, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and pretty much everything in between. Now, as mentioned, this is a full-on title update, so you will need to spend a decent amount of time downloading it before you are able to jump on and play. However, this update brings new content to multiplayer, to Warzone, a little bit to Spec Ops. It's got a lot, to be honest. So starting things off over in multiplayer, the big things for this week are the maps. We actually got two brand new maps with this update, and one of them brings a pretty unique mode along with it. So first and foremost here, Hard Hat has finally been added into the game. If you played MW3 back in the day, you will remember this one for sure. Hard Hat was a classic back then, and honestly, from my experience on it so far, I am liking it quite a bit in this game too. Now, alongside that, we also got the Aisle 9 map as well, and this, by nature, is a gunfight map. However, it is also much more than that, and that is what makes it so unique. So, Aisle 9 introduces the Cleanup on Aisle 9 playlist, which is a 3v3 mosh pit consisting of Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, Grind, and also Domination, which is the first time that we've seen any of those modes in a 3v3 format in this game. It is very resemblant of Face Off from MW3 in a way, and it definitely adds in a very interesting approach to a map that is so small and generally geared towards gunfights style of play. But I do gotta say, it is pretty cool in my own opinion. Now, outside of the two new maps, we also got the usual playlist update or refresh, and this week we see the playlists of Quick Play per usual, Realism Mosh Pit with NVG or Night Vision Goggles, Reinfected Ground War has returned, we've also got Standard Ground War, Gunfight Blueprints, and of course the Aisle 9 and Hard Hat Mosh Pits are on there too. Then, moving into the store for this week, we've got some pretty exciting content depending on who you ask, but the store refresh this week is led by one of the most highly requested bundles really ever since the game launched. And that of course is the Ghost Contingency Pack, which features the classic Loose Ends outfit that Ghost wore during the Loose Ends mission in MW2. So a lot of nostalgia is carried with this bundle, thus why it has been so hyped up over the past few weeks, and it is finally here. So this bundle is available for 2,400 COD points and features the Ghost skin obviously, an assault rifle blueprint, a handgun blueprint, a charm, a melee blueprint, a finishing move, an operator quip, a calling card, an emblem, and a spray as well. Then there's also supposed to be a Call of Duty Endowment Fearless pack available. However, at least at the time of recording this at 3 in the morning, it's not live yet. It may go live at 10 a.m. Pacific, it may go live on Friday even, we're not too sure, but IW did say that is coming to the game via this update too. Now, getting into Warzone, we actually got several new changes here that are all welcomed updates in my mind, and they're all pretty surprising, or at least they were when they were initially previewed earlier yesterday. But starting off the changes here, the Gulag now has a new series of weapons that have been added to its arsenal, including the Kilo 141, the M4A1, the AK-47, the M13, the SCAR, the Ram 7, the MP5, the AUG, the P90, and also the Striker 45 as well. Now, that said, you can still get rounds where you'll have a pistol or a shotgun just like before this update, but now there is a lot more variety when it comes to what you may be using in the Gulag whenever you visit, which, hopefully is not too often. Then, in addition to that, we also got a brand new field upgrade type of equipment, that being the Armor Box, which works basically just like the munitions box does, except it's for armor. I know, wild concept, right? This can be found via ground loot in supply boxes or in stashes, or you can just buy it from the buy station as well. And then when you do drop it on the ground, you and your team are able to grab some extra armor from it. They also added the most wanted contracts back into the game, so those will be available to find once again alongside all the standard contracts, and they updated some of the loot too. So here they added the new legendary SKS into the loot pool, and they also added an epic AX50, a legendary Kilo 141, an epic FAL, a legendary MP7, and an epic AUG into the mix too. On top of that, for the playlist this week, currently we have Battle Royale solos, trios, and quads, and also Blood Money quads, and oddly enough, no sign of the classic Battle Royale mode that was previewed yesterday, so I assume that'll be a Friday update instead. Now, we also got a ton of back-end changes with this update, including some weapon tuning for multiplayer and also for Warzone. But first, we did get multiple general fixes, so briefly running through these, Infected and Gun Game now have extra text to reinforce that your KD and win-loss are not affected in those modes. Gun Game and Gunfight variants can be enabled in custom matches now. They added the Fire Throwing Knife to the restricted equipment for CDL. They fixed the Splash Guard camo. They fixed a bug where your operator would sometimes not appear on the main menu walking screen. They added a Hold to Use option for keyboard and mouse. They adjusted the Monitor Distance Coefficient slider option. They fixed some out-of-the-map exploits. They fixed a bug where you could take the ATV out of Anaya Palace, an exploit for XP in Hardpoint, the Time to Reap watch, the Blue Skies watch, and also a spawn in FFA on Backlot. They also added in some new voiceover lines to Demolition. They made One in the Chamber available in custom games. They added random care packages to Infected, and they moved Gun Game Reloaded into the Quick Play tab. They also made various changes to Gunfight and Reinfected Ground War, and if you want more details on those, I'll throw those on the screen now and you can just pause the video, since those are obviously a bit more specific. Then, as far as the challenges go, they fixed the Objective 3 mission for Rodion, and they also fixed the Use Dead Silence in 3 different matches challenge as well. Now we get into the weapon tuning, and there is a lot to cover here. So they ended up nerfing the Renetti pistol as they reduced the max ammo reserve, they increased the hipfire spread on the burst mod barrel, and they decreased the damage on it too, plus they reduced the damage when using Akimbo and the burst mod together. They decreased the ADS time for both the SCAR and the FAL, so some slight buffs there actually. They lowered the ammo count for the reload warning on the belt-fed LMGs, they reduced the penalty for holding your breath too long with sniper scopes, and they also fixed the Merc foregrip showing up for the Renetti unlocks. Now on the VOK Rogue, they increased the fire rate, they increased the 12 gauge damage, and they increased the range on the 6-inch barrel. On the Holger, they increased the move speed, improved the ADS time, and also reduced the recoil, and they made some attachment-specific changes too. So, on the Spitfire barrel, they improved the ADS time, they made the movement faster, and they also reduced the hip spread. On the Ultralight barrel, they improved the ADS time. On the 30-round mag, they reduced the sprint out time, improved the ADS time, made the overall movement faster, and improved the hip spread profile. For no stock, they increased the sprint out time, made the movement faster, reduced the hip spread, and improved the ADS time. And on the stippled grip tape, they improved the ADS time too. Now, for the Warzone specific changes, they fixed the bug where players who got bought back in the final zone were actually immune to the gas, so obviously, very big issue there that has now been resolved. And they also fixed players getting stuck in the gulag and a gas mask issue on PC. They actually removed the squad fill option for BR solos, honestly not too sure why that was a thing in the first place. They fixed voice chat cutting out. They reduced the RPG kill radius for players with full armor, so a slight RPG nerf there. The final circle actually moves now. The most wanted contract is now 3 minutes, and they replaced the shield turret with the armor box in the buy station. However, the shield turret can still be found on the ground. Then, in Spec Ops, they actually added in modified Spec Ops missions, which change how certain enemies behave, and these will update each week with new rewards. Plus, they also made sure players who respawn will have at least 1 full magazine, and they fixed some bugs in Operation Headhunter and Brimstone. Then, for survival specifically, they also fixed various issues all across the board, and if you want the full details on those are on the screen now. Now, you may think that that is it for the patch notes. However, at the very bottom, there is this line of text. Number station redacted is protocol yellow. Activate redacted system. Redacted is inbound, awaiting correct authorization. AKA, the Warzone event is now on the horizon, and things are about to get extra spicy. Anyways, with all of that being said, that is effectively everything that just changed in the new 1.21 update, and that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WhosImmortal on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found in the description below. And once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.